So, I just wanted to quickly pop in and talk about this Game 7 that's starting in about 5 hours here in Czech Republic. 9:30 p.m. Can't wait. Beautiful evening. Beautiful Sunday, hopefully. Already over the Warriors loss, surely. But let's talk about this Game 7, right? The expectations are, I don't know what really, but I just want to talk about the main players, what I expect, what I don't expect, and everything. So, let's talk about the Celtics first. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown in Game 7s in their career have been fairly good. Jason Tatum averaging 24, 8, and 5 on 45, 47, and 83 splits, which is great. And last year he had a really good Game 7 against Miami, was solid against Milwaukee, of course, where they blew them out, which obviously was something else. And I would not be shocked if we saw a blowout like that today also, to be quite frank with you. I think the Celtics are due for a great shooting game, and I don't trust anyone on the Sixers. But let's first talk about the game in itself and then the expectations. Jaylen Brown, solid in Game 7s himself. Also, obviously need to see how he is aggressive in the first quarter, which he has been the whole series, and then he doesn't get enough shots after that, which if it happens today, we'll see obviously what the circumstances are. If the Celtics are blowing them out and somebody else is going off, it's understandable. If not, it's going to be once again really questionable. And of course, they changed the starting lineup last time, where they went two bigs, Holford and Williams, which worked really good, and I think they're obviously going to stick with that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that should be really good for them. They're gonna leave the three-point shooting a little more open with Horford and Robert Williams, and it's up to Melton, it's up to Harden, it's up to Max, it's up to Georges Niang, Daniel House to knock them down. Do I trust any of these players? I do like PJ Tucker. I do like Tyrese Maxey. I do like the Anthony Melton, but I'm not sure if I trust him. I trust Max, and I trust PJ Tucker, but PJ Tucker's not been a great shooting season, and he's been left alone pretty much the whole series so far. But the guy has the gamesmanship, so I do expect PJ Tucker to play at his best tonight. Then do we see another zone attempt from Philly, which they have been doing more in these last couple of games? Do we see even more of that? Do we see it a little more mixed up? Who knows? Also, does Doc Rivers stick with Daniel House and Georges Niang, just going by how the game is looking? Because he has been doing that in these last few couple of games, where it was Daniel House as a surprise in a way in Game 5. Then in Game 6 it was Niang and Daniel House kinda, and both played in one half pretty much. I don't know what to expect from that. I would stick more with Niang, knowing that you're gonna have more open shots, but I also understand sticking with House for the athleticism. Question is, what does Dog do, obviously? Then I also wonder how Harden will look in Game 7s. When you look at his Game 7s, it's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. Even though he does shoot a lot in those, and obviously the elimination games overall have not been kind to James Harden. But I think he can have a good game, but I don't trust him, obviously, right? It's hard to trust him after what I know from the postseasons. Against us, he usually didn't show up in the fourth quarters in those. And for as much as he likes to shoot, him and Embiid both kind of reluctant to shoot in the fourth quarter when you look at their, when you just watch their body language in those fourth quarters sometimes, it just feels like they don't want to shoot it. Will it change tonight? Will they just say, hey, F it, and we go out at least swinging, banging, however you want to call it? I don't know. I do like Tyrese Maxey tonight. I think he can be the difference maker. I'm not sure if I would say he would have a masterclass, but I think he can have the best game out of these guys, to be quite frank with you. I think he's going to be fearless. I think his shot... I think he's going to get a lot of good looks. The question is, will he knock them down? I like him. I do like him in that case. So it's up to trusting Tyrese Maxey against these Celtics guys that have been through way more and have shown way more resiliency and also just more clutchness. It's kind of hard to go against them, to be quite honest with you. And I thought the Celtics would have won this series in 5. And they probably should have, if we're keeping it real. They should have won Game 1, they should have won Game 4. And it should have been over in 5, but hey, they effed around and maybe they'll find out tonight. We'll see how Embiid, obviously, with the knee and how he is feeling healthy. It's hard to look at those past Game 7s when he had that injury against Toronto, then also against Atlanta. I think he was actually dealing with some back issue, but he wasn't bad in that game at all, to be quite honest with you, right? He had a really solid Game 7 there, even though he didn't even though he couldn't finish it off. And last but not least, the coaching will be interesting because both coaches have not had their brightest series so far. And, Doc Rivers, he has the record of most losses in a closeout game or something like that, I'm pretty sure. So it will be interesting to see those two guys who will be more shaky and nervous. But it's hard for me, like I said, to go against the Celtics tonight. I do expect the Celtics to win. I do expect them to be the clutcher team, the more confident team, the more calm team, even though, of course, at home, I think the pressure is kind of on them more. But at the same time, I think the Sixers are just a weird bunch in that case. So we'll see. We'll see. I wouldn't be surprised by a blowout. I wouldn't be surprised if it obviously went to clutch time and we saw Harden and embiid disappear. I would be actually surprised if we saw both of them play their best at that. We'll see. This was my ramble on about Game 7. Just wanted to talk about it because I have a lot of thoughts. Not sure how this video is gonna come out. It's a lot more chaotic than I wanted it to be. I had a script, but I couldn't follow it because, hey, that's what I do, I suppose. I'll get better at this as the years go by, but I hope you bear with me. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy Game 7. Hopefully it's a banger. And like and subscribe. See you all tomorrow.